What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video and a super late upload. We did get something a minute ago from Undisputed, well it was about an hour ago I think, of them talking about reminder day 4 for 5 days until the multiplayer beta thing, but I was like, I'm not going to make an image on this one screenshot. It didn't seem worth it to make a whole video talking about it, but then they dropped another in-game render of possibly the best shorts we have ever seen. Now, not only have we got multicolour for shorts, not just one standard black on black shorts, we've also got a different style of shorts, the more gladiator styled shorts. It looks awesome. To be honest, a lesser known fighter, but I am generally under the belief that as long as you put a fighter in awesome shorts, people are going to learn about them. That's why I started watching Tevin Farmer, because his shorts, I was like, oh my god, this guy's shorts are awesome. And now I've watched all of his fights for the last like 6 fights he's had, because his shorts are always so cool. So even same with Jaron Ennis, Boots, his shorts are awesome. That's why I started watching him. But anyways, this is an interesting one. This is in the women's divisions, but this is the first woman at middleweight. So she fought at middle and super middle. So she's actually going to be able to outsize Katie Taylor, Jessica McCaskill, Natasha Jonas, Terry Harper, all of these women, she completely outsizes. And they put on Twitter just a moment ago, Alicia, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Alicia Napoleon? I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Former super middleweight world champion will be available on day 1 of early access in Undisputed. Now, before we get into the images, I'm not going to try and say this is a fighter you guys will all know. You probably won't. But she's currently fighting out of the super middleweight division. She's coming off a loss, I believe. Yeah, she's coming off a unanimous decisions loss to Ellen Cederos, who is 7-0. She currently is 12-2 with 7 knockout victories. So 12 wins and 7 knockouts. That's not too bad, really, because we see very low ratios in the women's divisions. So that's not too bad. But we're gonna get into the images right now, and here is the first one. And just look at those shorts, though. Look at those shorts. We've got the gladiator style shorts. We've got the grey and the red. We've got the pattern we've got the Alicia and Napoleon across the waistband. Obviously standard black fight top, but the shorts look incredible. I am really amazed. Of course, she is a super middleweight standing at 5'5", so she's not actually a giant super middleweight, but still. I love her fight gear. I know they're Adam's gloves, but to be honest, the grey goes with the grey in the shorts, so I'm not too upset. And to be honest, like I said, just the shorts itself is enough to get me to use her in-game for day 1 of early access. And I just think it looks absolutely brilliant. Her hair looks fantastic. It's a pretty good facial scan, really. I know not a lot of people are going to know her too well, and that's absolutely fine. I think that, some photos do her different justice, but she's very showy in the way she looks, especially for weigh-ins and stuff like that. But I think it looks good, to be honest. But, we've got great light in here, great fight pose to show off them shorts, which I just love. If we go across to the second image, we've got a bit more of a close-up where it looks like she's got a bit more sweat on her than the first image. Back again, unfortunately, with those grey Adams, which we're not a fan on, but it is what it is. The hair looks good close-up still. The complexion, the lighting, the muscle definition that she does have in certain places looks good as well. And if we go across to the third image, a bit more of a side profile one, which is interesting, which is pretty good, because then we can actually compare her side profile, as in her lips and nose, and how much they stick out. And it's pretty appropriate for the images that I've looked at her on Google and the limited clips I've actually seen of her. I'm not going to try and sit here and go, I've watched all of her fights. That's the point of this game, guys, and that's why I'm so behind it, is because I can't wait to learn more about some of these fighters and use these fighters and then watch their fights and so on and so forth. I'm excited for it. And like I said, I think a great fighter's fight gear is going to get you to play with them, to be honest. And that's just me personally. Sometimes I'll pick a character in a video game just based on how they look, because they'll have an awesome outfit on, and that's just the way it be. But that's just me personally. But 3 great images. I absolutely love these shorts. I think they're absolutely awesome. And like I said, she's not going to be a huge well-known name. I've had to quickly look up her record, because I don't know it. I've had to look at her quickly, get some really quick fight snippets of her fighting, look at her on Google Images, get all these stats up, because I'm not going to sit here and go, I know everyone. That's just not the way it is. I like learning about these fighters. I like learning about boxing, and while some of her fights and some of her wins are a little bit suspect, her more impressive wins still aren't that great, as the fighters she loses against are the ones that are undefeated, the 15-0, the 7-0. So I suppose you could maybe call her record padded. But at the end of the day, she's going to be that middleweight, and to be honest, she'll probably just be pushed into the welters. Most likely, I doubt we'll have too many middleweights in day one of early access. But 12-2, 7 knockout victories. I suppose you could class that as a good amount of power for the women's divisions, as we obviously tend to have a pretty low percentage. But I'm always excited to learn about new fighters. And yeah, I think her fight gear is absolutely awesome. And like I said, guys, for me, as a huge customization nerd, that's something that's really important. A fighter needs to look good. A fighter needs to play good. And when it comes to their fight gear, it needs to be appealing. I could not just have a game where every fighter is in either all black or all white. It would kill me. It would bore me. I need to have it be visually pleasing. I think a lot of you guys are like me in that regard. A lot of you guys talk about the fight gear. Can you change it? Can we edit it? Can we do this? Because you guys love that customization side just like I do. But I think this is a great addition. This pushes us to 35 total fighters, 27 men and 8 women. So right now, Alicia is in a weight class of her own, but let's assume she fights the welterweight. She will be able to fight Katie Taylor, Jessica McCaskill, Natasha Jonas, and Terry Harper. And those are the ones I would consider within fair weight, because they're welter to middle, so that would be a fair weight. I'm not going to say she can also fight bantamweight Ebony Bridges. Just not going to be fair for Ebony Bridges in that regard. That's what it's about for me. It's always about learning these new fighters, and I honestly look forward to it. I really do. But yeah, anyways, quite a late upload. I do apologise for that. But if you're upset about it, you can blame Still City Interactive for posting the renders so late. But yeah, I mentioned it the other day, but I have got a video coming out tomorrow about the beta, and every little detail you will need to know. It's not just going to be one of those ones where it's like the days. I've got details on how it's gonna play, how it's gonna be set up in terms of matchmaking. I've asked all these questions, so I've got the details for you guys, and that video will be coming out tomorrow afternoon, about 5 PM UK time. Just want to give you guys a heads up on that, because I get a lot of questions, and I hope to answer them all with that video tomorrow. But anyways, thank you as always for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.